haven't seen you since uni.
Yes.
Right. How have you been?
I've been really well. I'm very excited to be back.
Oh yeah, all of you are first time ever we have like multiple
2.0.
multiple returning guests in one episode. So you guys are the ones who first time multiple guests who are doing a sequel with us. How have all of you been?
Very good.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. So for நேயர்களுக்கு வந்து the idea behind this episode is to talk about Indian women doing business in Singapore. We felt that it's all three of them have a very inspiring story. நிறைய பேர் நிறைய businesses பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. நாம இந்த ஒரு பாட்காஸ்டை வச்சுக்கிட்டு கொஞ்சம் முக்கிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம்.
இப்போ இந்த தருணத்துல நீங்க வந்து ராக்ஸனோட மூஞ்சிக்கு ஜூம் போடுவீங்களா போட மாட்டீங்களா?
நீங்க சொல்லிட்டீங்களா போட்றேன்னு.
Oh no. இன்றைய சந்தலிப்பு செய்திகள்.
நீங்க apparently 20 business பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க.
Not 20, okay.
Do you know how many you're doing?
I don't know.
20 kick
There's more coming.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. At this point, I think I'm a serial entrepreneur already.
Serial entrepreneur.
Right?
Wow.
I think so lah, but it's all beauty related. This is the first time I think now is when I'm going to be expanding out.
Oh. Are you allowed to talk about it on air? I mean, it's your decision. Do you want to talk about it on air?
Yeah, I think by the time this episode comes out, I would have already launched my... So you all know I just started a podcast thingy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing it solo now. That's going to be selling digital products. I'm kind of going into coaching. Yeah, because that's the new era.
Yes.
No costs, a lot of knowledge just being transferred to people.
100%.
Okay, then.
That's really good. And very well suited for you also.
Yeah, so fun.
Very up your alley.
Thanks.
So I think a lot of people will be familiar with you guys already, but for those who don't know, maybe you guys can quickly introduce yourselves and the things that you guys are doing. Maybe you can start with Malini.
Okay, my name is Malini. I'm the owner of Amplified Beauty, and I'm also a makeup artist. So I've been a makeup artist for about, I want to say 17 years now. And Amplified Beauty is like a skin aesthetic salon. And so that has been ongoing for the past 3 years. So yeah.
Okay. Roxanne?
Yeah, so I myself, I'm a makeup artist. I have my own cosmetic brand. I have a bridal store with Lenga, Sherwanis, all of that. And then we're going to podcasting, coaching. Yeah.
Coaching? Yeah, I think coaching.
Yeah, coaching.
Yeah, coaching.
Lifestyle coaching, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And podcasting and coaching are same product?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, nice. Monica?
Was waiting if the list
Ah.
had ended.
Hey. Honestly, I cannot remember at this point. That's why I kind of stopped abruptly.
I'm Monica. I run Hair Care by Mon and Henna by Mon, both businesses that's very heavily embedded in Indian beauty culture, kind of in the intersection of all of that. Henna by Mon is a henna suite.
Okay.
And Hair Care by Mon is a purely Ayurvedic hair oil brand.
So the idea is that you guys will be discussing your stories amongst one another, similar to those Hollywood roundtable videos. If the viewers have watched it before, it's just that they'll be sharing their expertise. Because in the topic on the Indian women in business, the only criteria I feel there is Indian. Other than that, nothing much. So they will be sharing about their experiences, and to get the ball rolling, the first question will be. இதை நான் ஆங்கிலத்தில் கேட்குறேன், ஏன்னா அது மொழிபெயர்த்தனா எனக்கு தான் வண்டை பிடிச்சிரும். பிரேக்கிங் பேரியர்ஸ், செவுத்தை உடைக்கிறது. I don't know how to translate this lah.
தடைகளை challenges.
Wow.
Yeah.
தடைகள் மீது மான் கராத்தே பண்ணுவது.
Oh my God.
Okay, so instead of fitting into existing structures, which is very easy to do in Singapore, how have you successfully created new spaces or opportunities for yourself within the Singaporean business landscape?
So I actually have a background where I did experience the traditional route in Singapore for a bunch of years, for close to a decade, before I actually went off and did something on my own, completely rogue. I think from my perspective, I felt like the traditional route helped me a lot. Skills that I learned, the way to network, the way to run a business that I had kind of seen from someone else doing and then was able to adapt into my own business felt quite easy for me. It kind of gave me that really nice segue. I think for me, I kind of chanced upon a lot of what I do right now. I mean, for a lack of a better term, it was really like just like God's gift. It just kind of landed, and then I just refined it along the way. But I think more than the opportunities that I've been presented, right, I'm very quite like focused on, and really quite paramount to the central theme of my life is to make sure that generations after, so like my nieces, my nephews, people in my family, then beyond that, kids that constantly watch Instagram, TikTok, they're all on social media, by the way. To be able to see different people, not just like Indian or women or Indian women, just like different models with different templates in lifestyle, different templates in life that can also lead to success.
Correct.
So I think they're very, everything that they see on social media is very structured. Like for example, அவங்களுக்கு வந்து like அவங்களோட எண்ணப்படி வந்து social mediaல successfully இருக்கிற எல்லாரும் வந்து ஒன்னு entrepreneurs-ஆ இருக்காங்க, இல்ல வந்து beauty content creators-ஆ இருக்காங்க, makeup artists-ஆ இருக்காங்க, இல்ல models-ஆ இருக்காங்க. இவங்க எல்லாம் தான் வந்து நிறைய social mediaல வந்து அவங்களோட information-ஐ share பண்றாங்க. But more importantly, அடுத்த generation என்ன பார்க்கணும்னா ஒரு psychologist person, அவங்களுக்கு வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்குது. அவங்க மேபி ஒரு பேக்கராக இருக்கலாம் ஓவர் த வீக்கெண்ட், அவங்க நீட் பண்ணலாம், அவங்க மேபி அனிமல் ரெஸ்கியூவராக இருக்கலாம், அது ஒரு மாடல், அது ஒரு டெம்ப்ளேட், அதை அவங்க பார்க்கணும். அப்புறம் மேபி இட்ஸ் லைக் அ ஃபைனான்ஸ் ப்ரோ, பட் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் someone who constantly talks about his wife and his 2 cars and all these beautiful kids and the bungalow that he lives in, but actually someone who has a softer side to him, someone who goes to therapy, அது ஒரு மாடல், அது ஒரு டெம்ப்ளேட், அதை அவங்க பார்க்கணும். So my essential wish is to நாங்கள் 3 பேர் அண்ட் எங்களை மாதிரி இருக்கிற நிறைய இந்தியன் விமன் மட்டும் சோஷியல் மீடியாவில் இல்லாமல் இன்னும் நிறைய டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் விமன், ஐ ஃபீல் லைக் அவங்களோட லைஃப் ஸ்டைலில் இன்னும் ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கிட்டா ஐ திங்க் இட் வில் பி லைக் அ ரியலி நைஸ் லேண்ட்ஸ்கேப் ஃபார் கிட்ஸ் டு க்ரோ அப் வாட்சிங். அவங்களுக்குன்னு ஒரு சேஃப் ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கும், யூ நோ, டு பி ஏபிள் டு kind of like replicate that template for themselves and fine tune that template.
I agree. Yeah, especially like for us, like our generation, we grew up in a time where there was no social media. When we were young kids, there was no social media, so there was no like actual role models to look up to, other than people who went to 9-to-5 jobs and studied, went to uni and all, which is not wrong, but it's just the traditional route. So for me personally, I didn't have anyone in my family doing whatever I'm doing right now. Zero. So I'm probably the first one starting in my entire bloodline, and I had to go against everyone. I had to go against everyone, but I'm glad I did. And how I actually landed in this, like Monica said, it was the same thing. It was just, I guess, God's gift, because certain things I picked up very, very quickly. Like, for example, I started my career with henna actually. So I started doing henna just for fun when I was like 8 years old. So that was like a very natural God-given thing. And then it just developed over the years, and then I started doing for brides and all that. But now I don't do that anymore because I'm focused on other stuff. Right. But even with like Amplified Beauty and the aesthetic department of my business, a lot of the services that I provide right now in my salon are issues I personally faced, and I did not have a solution to that. For example, laser hair removal for brown skin, which was very not so common in Singapore back when I started. And I've always been extremely hairy. Plus, I also used to have PCOS, so that was probably one of the factors that affected my hair growth and all that. So I did not have anyone to look up to. I did not even have, other than shaving and waxing, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing available. So a lot of research went into it, and I tried it on myself, and I'm so glad that I actually had all these problems so that I could experience it myself in order to deliver it to my clients. So that's basically how it all started and how Amplified Beauty came up. And
Okay.
Yeah. So for me personally, right, my God. So I only studied up to like O levels, and it was at a very young age, right?
Same.
It was at a very young age that I kind of started making money online, and that kind of changed a lot of things for me, because I was making hundreds in a day from zero capital. I managed to like make money online, and then guess what? I used to see Malini on screen.
Oh, really?
So Malini is like one of the pioneers, right?
Oh my goodness.
One of the inspirations. And I remember seeing her, and she was one of the prominent makeup artists, like you, Sang,
Sarah Chaudhary.
Sarah Chaudhary, a few others, right? And I used to see them, and I would be like, okay, I also want to be like them, you know? But the difference with me is I liked very neutral makeup, and I liked the very like contour, that kind of stuff. So it came a point where it was a very push and pull thing, because a lot of people were telling me like neutral makeup is not going to sell. But
did it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because a lot of people were like, oh, you're not using colour, because I'm working on Indian brides. You
Okay.
And this was at the initial stage, right?
Okay.
So a lot of people used to tell me like, oh, you're not using colors, people are not going to book you. But then that wasn't my clientele that I was looking at. And then it kind of just evolved. I mean, I stuck true what I believed in. And then it kind of just morphed into my cosmetic line, which is a very, it's built for humidity weather, right?
Okay.
So it's humidity proof. It's meant for everyone. It's not for makeup artists. It's for people who want to have makeup applied easily. So instead of 5 products, you have 1 product. That kind of thing. I have a foundation stick that doubles as a concealer for everyday wear. So it just kind of like evolved along the way, and wow. And then it's just like, okay, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? And I just wanted to build a full ecosystem where if a bride comes to me now, she has so many gateways to go to. So that became my foundation. Of course, there was a lot of like people telling you like, oh, you're not going to make it, you didn't go the traditional route.
It's just additional noise.
Right.
You should always ignore the noise.
Yeah, and thank
Yeah.
God I had like people like Malini and all to like look at and kind of realize that
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
stuff like this, it's possible. You can make your own income. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
like, do all this. And then I remember when I was young, I used to see Robert Kiyosaki, and he was one of the guys who used to say things like, you know what, there's good debt and bad debt, and it's okay to have debt, because his way of teaching is completely irrational to the normal people, right? But it works.
Understood.
And his teachings just kind of like stayed in my head all these years. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think what I get from them is basically like cut the noise. I
Yeah.
think that's what both of them are saying, right? Basically cut the noise. And also like நம்ம ஒரு விஷயம் செய்ய நம்ம வந்து என்ன வேணாலும் செய்யலாம். We could even go the traditional route, and people would have like a million different opinion to share about things that you're doing, things that you're saying, the way that you're looking, the way that you're speaking, and all of that. But just to cut that noise and focus on what you are here to do. Like உங்களோட purpose என்ன, அதை நீங்க தேடி வந்து ஓடிக்கிட்டே இருக்கீங்களா, அதை நீங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டீங்களா, அதை நீங்க harness பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும் எப்பயுமே.
And Malini
Essentially,
said
that's
like
what it
one
is.
thing like really amazing, right? Like she found someone like people's problems and she created a solution.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with my products, right? We found a problem and we created a solution.
100%.
And that business model works. It's a proven system. Even for you, you find people who are like losing hair, you created a business model out of it, and it works.
Yeah, so it's always about finding solutions for our community. That's like one of the main things. Either solutions or something that people like. For example, like baking, if they like brownies, you know, I mean, everyone likes to eat. Everyone loves brownies. So there's always something we can find to do.
Yeah, make
I
it
always
vegetarian,
believe in
make
that.
it gluten free, make it this, gut
Yeah.
healthy, and all of that kind of stuff also, right?
Yeah.
Catering to the community essentially.
How do you guys adapt to this like new like the things that you mentioned? Like these things evolve, right? Like there's like with you guys like things again. I know you guys don't do food, but then trends. I would say loosely use the word trends, but new ways of life. Like people promoting a lot more about sustainability. People promoting more about like sustainable use and demolishing like single-use plastic. Those sort of things. Have you guys ever encountered those sort of environmental issues or sustainability issues or topics that have come up in your line of work at all?
Yeah, I get asked that all the time because I have like glass bottles is the crux of my business, and people want it to be in a refillable format, and having to just explain to them how the whole cost-effective process is going to go about, and how I'm unable to cater to sustainability at this very vulnerable baby infant stage of my business. That in itself, that conversation in itself is நான் இப்ப இத பண்ணியே ஆகணுமா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு conversation
So
all
it
the
works
time.
that you kind of like educate your audience as well, right?
I want to. I sometimes am strapped for time, and also like I mean நான் எவ்வளவுதான் ஒரு ஆள் கிட்ட explain பண்றது, and நான் எத்தனை பேர் கிட்ட இதே கதையை போய் சொல்றது. That's another thing also, right? The great thing about social media is being able to put out one video and address thousands and thousands and thousands of people, which is great. But when it does come down to that like one-on-one conversation about sustainability is really hard. But I think the overarching thing that you are trying to address is basically sticking on to trends.
Yeah.
If you don't touch on the trends, then you literally will lose out. You will become a
You will
nobody
get phased out,
very
yeah.
fast. It's just a sad truth of. I wouldn't even say that this industry is like that. You know, every industry works pretty much the same way, right?
Yeah, but it's just like part of evolving, like why they have new phones every year. And you know, everything is updated. So we have to follow. You have to be updated with the latest, I won't say trends, but just keep yourself updated, I guess.
So it's a question for all of you. So I mean, the takeaway for me is that agility is a key skill that you guys have, right?
Yeah,
I know
forever
watching
learning.
trends is one thing, but
Yeah.
agility is what you guys must inherently have, right?
Definitely.
And you guys all mentioned that நீங்க வந்து trends பார்த்து react பண்ணுவீங்க. So I'm assuming you guys do your own homework with regards to what you guys are observing as a trend, or is just through like social is it through like is it through social media? Yeah, that's homework. That's homework.
That is my homework, because I have to watch a lot of TikTok videos to fall asleep at night. So while I'm watching the videos, I'm checking out what's new, what are people in US doing, what are people in Europe doing. So I'm always checking out on latest trends. Yeah, that's what I do. Pastime.
You gotta be really nosy. See
Yes.
what everyone else is doing and then adapt it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. உங்களுக்கு உங்க careerல biggest milestones என்ன, and how do you
I
feel
think
about
எனக்கு like ஒரு milestone அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அது பெரிய ஒரு disservice to like a long career இல்லையா. நிறைய milestones இருக்கு. எனக்கு வந்து people ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். So நான் நினைக்கிறேன் there was recent நான் வந்து last year மட்டும் தான் in 2025 I had the opportunity to sit in front of lots of people in the name of running booths for the first time ever. அப்படின்னா எனக்கு ரொம்ப லாயலா இருந்த 5 வருஷமா லாயலா இருந்த கஸ்டமர்ஸை கூட நான் அதை தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பார்க்குறேன். ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த இன்டராக்ஷன், அந்த கனெக்ஷன், இது எல்லாம் என் லைஃப்பில் நான் வந்து லைக் கொண்டு எதிர்பார்த்ததும் கிடையாது, இதெல்லாம் கிடைக்கும்னு நினச்சது இல்லை. அண்ட் தென் அது கிடைச்ச போது அதுக்கு எப்படி லைக் ரிசீவ் பண்ணணும் அதுவும் எனக்கு தெரியல. பட் ஐ தாட் தட் வாஸ் a huge milestone in my life, which is like தனியாக இருக்கட்டும் இல்லை ஃபேமிலிஸாக இருக்கட்டும், people are talking about your product and your service as if it's part of their life, as if it's part of their lifestyle, as if it's part of their culture. அப்படின்னா நான் தீபாவளிக்கு காலையில் எழுந்திரிச்சு இதெல்லாம் பண்ணுறேன். யூனோ ஒரு என் வீட்டில் ஒரு பண்டிகைன்னு வந்துருச்சுன்னா உங்களோட ஐட்டம் தான் நாங்கள் பூஜை அறையில் வைக்கிறோம். ஐ திங்க் இதெல்லாம் நான் என் லைஃப்பில் கேட்டதே இல்லை.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a huge milestone. And also நான் நினைக்கிறேன் I think in Singapore a lot of female entrepreneurs don't really speak about money, but I love talking about money. Okay, and I think this is a great place to talk about money, and you cannot discuss milestones without discussing the finance part of it.
Yep.
So the finance is great, but hear me out. The freedom that you attain from having that level of finance is the biggest satisfaction on planet Earth. Like the best thing ever. அந்த ஃப்ரீடம் இருக்குல்ல, அப்படின்னா என்னோட டைமை வச்சு நான் என்ன வேணாலும் செய்யலாம், என்னோட நாலேஜ் வச்சு நான் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம், என்னோட ஹியூமன் கனெக்ஷனை வச்சு நான் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம், என் நெட் ஒர்க்கை வச்சு எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் பண்ண முடியும். அது நான் நினைக்கிறேன் ஓ மை காஷ், அது வந்து லைக் இன்காம்பரபிள். அதெல்லாம் வந்து cannot எதுக்குமே லைக் ஈடாகாது. Huge milestones.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, for me personally, it's honestly I love teaching people. I love connecting with people, just like Monica, and like, you know, having people come and like sign up for master classes, right? Makeup classes. That to me is one of the milestones that I truly cherish, and they value your feedback, your knowledge, your experience. They ask you questions with depth, and the fact that you can help them, that makes me feel so good. That is hands down my favorite.
The satisfaction.
The satisfaction. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I guess for me, one of the biggest milestone was definitely opening up Amplified Beauty after I was home based for 11 years, which is something I never really thought that I could do given the expenses that's involved. But for me, okay, that was one thing. But simultaneously, a lot of people don't know this, I was also trying to buy over my house at that point of time. So I think the moment I managed to do it, like to buy my house by myself, I didn't even know how to absorb the emotion. But I still don't feel like I've made it yet.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot more for me to achieve. But this was definitely one big milestone in my life, buying the house. Yeah.
But that one is a mindset thing, right? I think you're always like, நீங்க சொன்ன முதல்ல like you all use social media, but ஆனா mind ஓடிட்டு இருக்கும், what's next? What can I do next? I think you can't switch that off, and I mean it's in a good way.
Yeah.
At least for me, I don't think I will ever retire. I don't think I will ever stop making money. Like, I think I'll be doing it till I die. I don't see myself retiring and doing nothing. Yeah.
You're like used to the hustle.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll
வேலை
do.
செய்ய அவ்வளவு பிடிக்காது.
The growth mindset. Yeah, you've said this before, but then for me, it's like it's very focused on the growth mindset.
Correct. Yeah,
So,
same.
It's like if I'm doing one thing and it's successful, I'm not gonna stay there and dwell on the money. I'm gonna take that money and put it into something else,
And grow.
which is what I keep doing.
I think that's a
I
very,
want all
very
that
good.
multiple
Yeah, that's a very good mindset. Yeah,
because
so
I'm
that
I
you
love
have
that.
at this age,
multiple streams
yeah.
of income.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think more women should adapt to that, because men generally think about that a lot. They are into stocks and they invest their money in many other stuff. But women don't really think about that because we are very focused on our family, children and marriage and all that. So when it comes to money making, we are a bit laid back. But I think more women should have the financial independence and should think about multiple streams of income. Yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
Valuable lesson, but also I like to rest.
Yeah, you like
Rest
to,
is
right?
important.
I like rest once in a while, but then
I
I get
also,
bored.
I give both
I
too.
think
Same.
my
I think we are the
I
same.
really
My brain
love
operates on a
switching
very-
off. I love switching off.
Yeah, my brain operates on an ADHD kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I
see
do have
laptop-
ADHD. I'm
too.
sure I do.
And I think it's for a lot of creative people. they're
Correct.
Like that.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah.
like we're like the Picassos,
Correct.
and then while the hand is working, like the mind is also
Yeah.
working.
Correct.
And then
Correct.
if only the mind is working, then you wanna like, you start going into two different tabs in your mind.
Correct.
That right?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I get depressed if I'm on a long
Yeah.
holiday. I cannot do that.
I can do long holidays.
I cannot.
I can
yeah.
do long holidays, but I'll still go and check my phone, work.
Not me. I'm the complete
Yeah.
opposite of whatever they have just said. And also, I am so scared to get to that table and be on that side of the hustle. Like, I mean, I love momentary spikes of hustle,
Yeah.
but then I also really like the, you know.
Yeah, I do think what you do is very productive, but maybe for you.
Yeah.
But for me, if I were to do that, I get bored.
Do you go into that lull? Then you just sit like
Oh,
you
also,
you
right,
go into it and you
could
just
be, it could be because we're makeup artists and we wake up at unearthly hours.
Yeah,
we
and
have
we're
very
used to-
irregular.
We are used to
timings.
working under a lot of pressure.
pressure.
Yeah. So I think without that pressure, something feels missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holiday is nice, but yeah, too long.
No,
a
I
bit
can't
weird.
do too long.
Hey, have y'all actually
Or
read?
I'll create problems during holiday.
Oh, you!
Like with random people.
But have you read this new thing? I don't know if it was released in a podcast or a statement or something on Instagram that said that the best creative minds and the best way your mind works creatively is when you're doing absolutely nothing. Just like letting your mind wander.
Yeah,
I
so
have that at
that's why
work.
when you are
Right.
like in the toilet, when you're having a shower, when you're
Shower.
pooping,
Yeah, they have the 5 minute,
right?
10 minute, 5 minute,
That's
10
when
minute.
all the brilliant ideas will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
It's
when you're
like-
searching for ideas, the idea won't come.
It
It's
doesn't
because
come.
you're too
No.
deep into it.
Yes.
I think you're forcing it.
Right? Yeah. But I think like similar to நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி like I think it's a creative thing. Like
Yeah, so when I'm like working on one business, right? Okay, let's say now I'm like okay, working on my bridal wear. And then suddenly, right, I won't be focusing on the bridal wear. My mind will go to something else. It just it jumps.
yeah.
But it's actually a
Jump
really
pads.
good skill because it gives you the ability to focus on
Yeah.
hone your skills in so many different areas இல்லையா:illaya, like and also expands you as a creative. Unga horizon is like so wide. Right?
So like pros and cons, I guess. Pros and cons.
Okay.
You think there's any cons?
For me, I cannot do so many things at one time. I need to have a cap, because if not, I cannot focus and I cannot give my 100% to that whatever I'm dealing with. You know, so I have to have a cap. So, but that's just how I
But
work.
you have people working for you, right?
Yes, but I still have to see clients as well. So
Delegate.
clients do look for me as well. And some like very special cases, they require me to be there. And mostly, most of my first-time clients, they will always ask for me. So I have to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to be there, do the consultation with them, at least do a couple of sessions with them first before I transfer them to my staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back. It's nice to see everyone.
Welcome back to you too.
Yeah.
புத்தம் புது வருஷம்.
தொப்பையோட வந்துட்டேன்.
I don't know.
I do not endorse this message.
It's nice to see you, Monica, Roxanne, and Malini.
Hello.
Very nice to have you all. I mean, பாதி வரையில நந்தி வர மாதிரி நான் வந்துட்டேன், but மாட்டு பொங்க வேற நேத்து.
Oh my god.
No,
Damn, Monica.
actually somebody actually messaged me on IG. I say, happy birthday bro. நான் like, என் பிறந்தநாள் இன்னைக்கு இல்லையே bro.
Oh my god.
Somebody messaged me, hey,
That's so
happy birthday
mean.
bro. நான் like, என் பிறந்தநாள் இன்னைக்கு இல்லையா? இல்ல bro, மாட்டு பொங்கல் bro. Like,
Oh
Wow,
my
damn,
god.
that
Like
sucks.
TikTokல இருக்கிற பசங்க கூட like the way they comment ரொம்ப crass sometimes.
I think
Hey, have you
TikTok
all seen
is very
TikTok?
bad.
Yeah.
இல்ல நான் TikTokல
Have you all seen
இருக்கேன்ல.
TikTok or not? Oh my
இருக்கேன்.
god.
I mean on it.
People calling me She-Hulk. I'm like, bitch, I got muscles. You calling me She-Hulk?
Have you all seen
They're
the
really
comments on my
crass.
video with their episode?
Have you seen the comment on
I
the
didn't
I was
live
like-
episode? Oh, சொன்னா.
No, yours was okay. Mine.
Oh, that's because we
never
deleted some
see.
comments.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine
Show
was
me the
just left
undeleted
there.
one.
Screenshot and be like, which one of you is
It's called
deleting this
branding.
now?
It's called branding, guys.
Yeah. In a way, it's called branding, but then
Yeah.
people will just talk regardless.
Well, okay, can I just share a
drink
story?
water?
Yeah.
Because you know when I was like doing a TikTok live once, right? There were people coming in like, you know, slamming me, writing dirty comments, mean comments. Here's what happened. So my supporters came to like save the thing, but then I internally got very excited. I was like, yes, there's drama now. I thrive off drama.
TRP,
I built my
rating,
business.
rating,
I
views,
built my business
sponsorships.
off drama. So like all like, okay, it's here, right? So, oh my god, my sales shot up in the
Yeah,
5 to
it
10
always
minutes that there was
happens.
chaos. So people were like trying to support me, and I was like, oh my god, yes. So every time the haters come, right, I get
Yeah.
excited. Like, yes, money.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity.
I mean, yes to all of that. I mean, yeah, take everything that we say with a pinch of salt and all of that stuff also. But also sometimes I நினைக்கிறேன் like people online, அவங்களுக்கு புரிய மாட்டேங்குது நம்ம என்ன கான்டெக்ட்ல ஒரு விஷயத்தை சொல்லிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம்.
But then
Amma,
they are not your audience,
that is
right?
very true.
That's the thing. And also when you're online writing ஒரு ஜெனரிக்கான ஒரு ஆடியன்ஸ் கிட்ட பேசுறீங்க அப்படின்னா not like நான் வந்து ஒரு டீனேஜ் குரூப் கிட்ட பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் ஒரு ஸ்கூல்ல or like நான் வயசானவங்க கிட்ட பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் ஒரு ஒரு ஹோம்க்கு போய் நான் வந்து ஒரு கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் ஆனது none of that தெரியுமா. நான் ஒரு ஜெனரிக்கா ஏதோ ஒரு விஷயம் சொல்றேன். அதை எப்படி எடுத்துக்கணும், அதை முதற்கொண்டு எடுத்துக்கணுமா இல்லையா, அதை எப்படி நான் ட்வீக் பண்ணணும் என் ஓன் லைஃப் ஸ்டைலுக்கு, அதை சம்டைம்ஸ் புரியாம பேசுறாங்க. நான் சொல்லல எங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஒப்பீனியன் இருக்கு, நீங்க எங்க ஒப்பீனியனை தான் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும், நாங்க சொல்றதுக்கு எதிர்மாறா நீங்க எதுவுமே சொல்லக்கூடாது இஸ் நாட் வாட் ஐம் சேயிங்.
Exactly.
நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா நீங்க அடாப்ட் பண்ண மாட்டீங்க. இப்ப நீங்க ஒரு 4 விஷயம் சொல்றீங்கன்னா why can't you just like take okay நான் இந்த வட்டாரத்துல தான் லிவ் பண்றேன், என்னோட இன்கம் இவ்வளோ தான், எனக்கு இவ்வளோ தான் ட்ராவல் பண்ண முடியும், எனக்கு இந்த கடைக்கு போக முடியுமா முடியாதா, அதை நான் தான் டிசைட் பண்ணணும் as a person commenting on social media.
Oh yeah. That's absolutely true. And I also get a lot of comments about my pricing. That's like one of the main thing I get.
Yeah.
And it's always on like random TikTok
I've seen
videos.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like it's entirely your choice. There's a reason why the price is a certain level. And you get what you pay for. That's what I believe. And it's always quality over quantity for me. So it's okay if you cannot afford it. It's okay if you find me expensive and you find a cheaper alternative. It's entirely your choice. Nobody is forcing
It's
you to
just
come.
people's
Nobody.
projection.
Yes,
I
correct.
feel like people
It is
are like
projection. You're right.
projecting their
Absolutely.
own stuff
Yes.
onto someone and saying like same for makeup, right?
Yeah.
They will come and complain it's too expensive. Okay, then find someone within your budget.
Yeah, within your budget.
Like why you come to this person and complain?
Correct.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, do you think that as business owners who are prominently on social media, shouldn't we train our brain to just accept this kind of criticism?
Yeah. You have to. You have to.
No,
You have to be like super thick skin about it.
No,
because
100%.
not everyone understands
like
us.
I'm okay with like my brain and my space.
Yeah.
And then I can only like control that. Yeah, I cannot
Yeah.
control like நீ என்ன சொல்றீங்க and all of that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I see a
correct.
lot of
We cannot
creators who
control.
like put stuff up and they totally don't watch comments.
Oh yeah.
And they
yeah.
constantly produce because this can kind of like set you back, right? And they constantly produce stuff and they put. There was a point that I posted a podcast that I thought was very cringe, and I just like ignored it lah. But then you know what? There are people who told me that like they got some insights out of it or some knowledge or something. So that kind of like tweaked my brain a little bit. I was like, okay, that's the way to
Great.
go. Yeah.
I think that's a good useful tip for actually people who want to put themselves out there as a business owner, right? What are some of the things what are some of the challenges that you faced on social media? Comments வந்து ஒரு பக்கம் like pricing.
சோஷியல் மீடியாவே ஒரு சேலஞ்ச் தான் தெரியுமா இல்லையா, அதுக்கு எவ்வளவு டைம் தேவைப்படுது. ஆல்சோ லைக் எங்களோட ஸ்கில்ஸ் என்னது, எங்களோட ஸ்கில்ஸை நாங்கள் எப்படி காட்டுறது, அதை காட்டுறதுக்கு நாங்கள் என்னென்ன ஸ்கில்ஸ் அதுக்கப்புறம் போய் கற்றுக்கணும். நாங்கள் வீடியோ ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணணும், எடிட் பண்ணணும், ஸ்கிரிப்டிங் பண்ணணும். அண்ட் எங்களால் பண்ண முடியாட்டி நாங்கள் அதை அவுட் சோர்ஸ் பண்ணணும், அதுக்கு கரெக்டான ஆளுங்களை நாங்கள் தேடணும், அதை ஹையர் பண்ணி social media is a challenge தான். It's like I mean but also எனக்கு புரியுது it's not like a flyer century anymore இல்லையா, நம்ம போய் door to door flyer கொடுக்கிறது இல்லை. We have to run everything on social media because the visibility is phenomenal. But all of social media is a challenge because அது அப்படி மாறிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். இப்போ வந்து like for example very small thing, இன்னைக்கு வந்து algorithm ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கு, இன்னைக்கு நான் இதை போஸ்ட் பண்ணேன்னா அது எப்படி ரியாக்ஷன் கிடைக்கும், அது அடுத்த வாரம் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதை நான் போய் எனக்கு அதை ஒரு இமெயிலாக அனுப்புனாங்கன்னா நான் அதை புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், அது இமெயிலாக அவங்க அனுப்பாட்டி நான் அந்த டூம் ஸ்க்ரோல் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கும் போது வேற யாராவது அதை பற்றி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல அதை நான் அதை கிராஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும். ஒரு மனுஷன் எவ்வளோ தான் கிராஸ் பண்ணிக்க.
Yeah, it's true. Social media is tough, but it's just part of the hustle. It's just part of the game. So, yeah.
I mean, I want to bring it back to the hiring topic that you're saying, right? And I think like it's hard for you all to trust someone, right?
Yeah.
What is that challenge that, because trust is such a huge word, right? And you all are business owners. It's like a baby, right?
Yeah.
So what exactly is that challenge that you all face there?
For me, I think it's about being too nice. Because I don't like to talk back to people. I don't like to micromanage people.
Yeah.
I trust people and let them do their things first. But it's come to a point where I cannot trust. Because when I leave you on your own, you give me excuses, you don't do stuff, you don't follow up on the agreement, and I don't know if it's bad character or just my poor judgment in hiring. So I'm still trying to learn the ropes of that and trying to understand like where to seek people who are able to do the job that you've described, stuff like that.
I think we all start from somewhere. There's no like textbook that's given to us to be a boss and how to find your staff and how to hire people. I think it's just like I think mainly as a business owner, as a boss myself, I always tell myself to be an example to my staff. I have to be a good example. I have to show up on time. I have to show up even if I'm sick. I have to make sure I manage my customers' expectations on top of still maintaining a level of respect with them. So I have to be that role model, because sometimes with clients they can be very demanding or they can have expectations which are really really unreasonable. So we need to manage our tone, manage the way we speak to them, and all that has to be done in a particular way. So if I am not an example, then how are my staff going to learn? That's one thing. And also I've noticed, like as I grew up, I also went to different beauty parlors. I also went to, as a customer, as a consumer, I've also been to different places. And I actually noticed how the staff are when the bosses are around and versus when they are not around, and how they treat the customer. So all this it kind of registered in my head. So these are the changes I want in my business. And so I just made it happen that way. But trusting people is a huge thing. And for me personally, I would be nice. That's just part of my personality. I'm not going to change my personality, for anyone. But if I trust you and you breach my trust, you betray me once, and that's it. Out. I do not.
That's the Capricorn in you talking. You know that.
Oh
right?
yes, absolutely. Are you a Capricorn? How do you know I'm a
but I know you are.
Yes, I am a Capricorn. So, so one chance and that's it. If not, no, because I cannot risk the trust other people have on my brand. That is very important to me. So if someone is representing my brand and they don't keep up to a certain level that I expect them to, then sorry, bye. That's it. No chance given, because you cannot take the risk. That's it. Yeah, you really have to detach your heart and your mind from business.
I think hiring and firing, I mean, not really firing, that's a word to say. Hiring would be one of like the most challenging things as a business owner you would ever do in your life besides social media, because it obviously involves someone else's entire livelihood and yours is too. Besides that, I think there is a certain quality that you can seek out, but it depends on whether நீங்க fall in that category or not, which is being trainable. சில பேர் வந்து as business owners, they are very good at training people. And வந்து train பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க non-stop. I think அந்த ஒரு quality வந்து can help you sustain staff for a longer period of time or whatever. அதுலேயே வந்து different way எடுக்கிறதா இருந்தா நீங்கள் அவங்கள ரொம்ப ட்ரெயின் பண்ணாம அந்த ஜாப்க்கு யார் மோஸ்ட் குவாலிஃபைடோ நீங்கள் அவங்கள சூஸ் பண்ணலாம். அப்போ ட்ரைனிங் லெஸராக இருக்கும். By essentially spending a lot of your time hiring and firing, and training will be like the crux of being a business owner, I think.
ஸோ இது வந்து ஒரு வகையில் வந்து ஒரு ரோல் மாடலாக இருக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லலாமா? ஏன்னா நீங்கள் வந்து இப்போ வந்து பிஸ்னஸ் ஓனர் வந்து ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்கிறீங்க, கரெக்ட்? ஐம் திங்கிங் what I have in my head is like I'm just a fresh grad, I'm looking up to a role model, right? You just now you were mentioning that point earlier on being a role model for other women, not only Indian women but other women as well. So how important is it to be a sort of like that role model figure? Because I'll give you all context, right? I've had bosses who were shitty role models. Like I've now learned how not to work, how not to be in industry, and how to be a proper worker, right? So how important is that skill set for y'all? To be a role
I think
model.
role model one is like very important, right?
Mm.
But to be very frank, people do not follow you being a role model.
Mm.
Now, with the newer generation, what I'm seeing is a lot of excuses that comes up. People
Yeah.
are not that willing to work hard as our generation would
Correct,
have. And
absolutely.
so it's really very different. The younger generation, I'm seeing, you can teach them, you can show up when you're sick, you're like doing this, you're doing that. I've had one girl literally tell me that she said, I pity how hard you work, and I was like, damn. No, I love how hard I work. That means you are just not meant to be working with me. You don't understand how I work. And you are just working a few solid 6 hours a day. And that was
I
unnecessary.
really don't think we need to be role models
Just
for
mindset.
staff though.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just
I
mindset. lah.
don't think so.
Hiring the people with the right mindset is very different. And in order to get to that stage where you can suss them, that itself takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a while, definitely.
Yeah, it does take a while. But also, don't ever, I think as a business owner, you can never forget that nobody on planet Earth will treat your business the way that you treat your business.
Yes,
And also,
absolutely.
another big point is that இப்போ ஒரு 100% உங்களோட sales இருக்கா அந்த 100%ல அவங்க probably make about 8 to 10% of your total sales. You make like
The most of it,
50%
yeah.
to 60% of your sale. Why must they have drive, wisdom, this, that, punctuality? Why must they have so many things? They don't really
No,
need
but
to.
but
They just
then
come
again,
finish
it's-
the job and go
Yeah,
lah,
but
I
it's
think.
showing up to the work with
Yeah,
a certain value system.
Like a
or
right
like-
attitude.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it is I think it'll be great to have, but also quite important for us to manage our expectations also, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It really like the output is so much
we
more
don't
different.
expect them to be 100%.
No, we can't.
But like to a certain level, show up and just get the work done. Because I
Yeah,
don't
for
think as bosses we would kind of put every single thing on that person's plate.
No.
Yeah, of course not.
We would
yeah.
we will give them just maybe 50% and allocated it according to that time.
Yeah, that's why you have multiple people working. Yeah, not just
so
one
if in
person.
that time they cannot meet that little 50% expectation, then
For
what?
me, I will just step in. I will just step in. If I see like someone is running late, I'll just step in because I mean I know how to do everything myself, right? So I'll just step in and I'll just help. And I think also it's important as a boss to have like proper incentives for your staff just to
Yes.
keep them happy because like
100%.
like Monica said, they're not just going to come and work so hard for your business for you to make money. They also need to feel appreciated, valued, and they need to have good incentives to have that drive to come to work on time every day.
Actually,
Yeah.
the
100%.
incentive part.
Yes,
The
that
incentive
is very
that's one
important.
of the things.
Yeah, it's not
Yes,
just
yeah.
about taking your salary. It's like a relationship we build. Like for me personally, Tachut, I'm very close with my staff. Although there is a line we draw with business and with our personal life, I am close to them. So, we share a lot of things together. We laugh together. We cry together. Everything. We share everything together. But when it comes to work, we are all like 100% dedicated to our job, dedicated to satisfying the customers. That's one of our main priorities. Yeah.
Now, Solita. So I think instead of being a role model for our staff, I think what we actually need to do is, in cases where you sometimes receive complaints from customers or whatever, like poor whatever, oh, your staff might have done this, X, Y, Z. I think instead of being a role model, they would much appreciate it if we can protect them, for a lack of a better term. Like, protect their... இவங்களுக்கும் வேலையை நான் கரெக்டாக தான் கற்றுக் கொடுத்துருக்கேன் இவங்க கரெக்டாக தான் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க ஸோ ஐ திங்க் இன் அ வேர்ல்ட் வேர் எவ்ரி ஒன் ஆல்வேஸ் ஹேவ் grilled into us that drilled into us that customer is
It's always
king.
customer is always right.
Yeah,
I don't
customer
believe
is
in
king
that.
and customer is always
No.
right. I think
No.
if we just
Nowadays,
left a
yeah,
little
no.
Yeah. I agree
bit,
with you.
Right.
To me,
Customers are
customer
very
is not
demanding.
always
Yeah.
right. No.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
we're all on the
Yeah.
same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
What a
with you.
point.
And
Yeah,
you can't satisfy
100%.
everybody 100%.
No, you
Yeah.
can't.
People come in with their own expectations and what we're supposed to provide, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and for
No.
me, like with Amplified Beauty, I've noticed this many times, and it's very, very sad. I actually spoke to some people about it. When I'm there, the client is very nice. They talk to me very nicely. They like a lot of respect and all that. But when I'm not there, they are very rude to my staff.
Same, I get the
Extremely
same
rude to my
assistants.
staff, and they are like so condescending with the way they speak to them. So I actually called out a few people about it, and I told them that we expect mutual respect here. If you want certain services to be done by Amplified Beauty, we will only render the services if you give us that mutual respect. If not, it doesn't mean that you are a paying customer, you can treat my staff that way. That's not right. Yeah. So I've definitely had these encounters before many times. And after I told them, and then they're like, okay, I'm so sorry. And then you can see the instant change in tone, instant change in attitude. Like, I don't understand. Actually, a lot of people are like that. And especially when I am facing many women coming to my salon every day, they are like that.
I don't understand like what drives them to behave that way, but I've seen the same thing with
yeah.
my assistants as well.
Yeah.
நான் இருக்கும்போது ஒரு மாதிரி பேசுறது, நான் அவங்க வேலை செய்யும்போது வேற மாதிரி
Yeah.
பேசுறது, அவங்க மட்டும் தனியா இருக்கும்போது வேற மாதிரி behave பண்றது.
Yeah, so customer
And
is
then
not always right. No.
long feedback essays எல்லாம் அனுப்புறது.
Yeah.
And I'm like, இந்த person என் கூட இத்தனை வருஷமா வேலை செய்யுது, every time நான் வேலை செய்யும்போது இவங்களும் வேலை செய்றாங்க.
So that is one challenge I face, because I have to cross check what exactly happened. I have to investigate what exactly happened. This person said this, but my staff said no, it didn't happen. My staff is telling me a different story, and this person is telling me a different story. So there's a lot of cases where I had to really investigate, and most of the time, unfortunately, is the customer who is misunderstanding, misinterpreting the words that they are saying. Okay, yeah.
And I always
do
protect my
think-
staff for some odd reason.
I do think that they come in with this certain stigma that they're coming to support this person or this brand, and because we are so prominently the faces of our businesses, right? Maybe they come in expecting to be served by us for that premium price that we're offering, and it's not about the service anymore. I feel this becomes it because it's us.
Right.
They value us. They don't value what our staff is promoting. Because I face that the same color that I would recommend for a foundation stick, right? They would trust me, but if it's my staff, the exact same shade, they will have doubts about it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it goes back to
Yeah.
A set point.
because our expertise, right? And they are trusting us, they're buying from us because of us.
But we trained our staff the same way.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
was
That
just
is the
thinking.
thing.
Because they are
So we
representing the
can't-
brand.
yeah,
So we are
correct.
definitely training them on that same level. You know, we are not going to teach them something wrong.
What it means to be a woman in business.
So in the Indian community, right, there are a lot of power-hungry male who will not respect us as women when we bring forth a suggestion or an idea, or they will try to override us with it. It does happen.
Or they will
But-
try to make money out of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then we are not oblivious to all this.
Yep.
We know what they're doing.
Yep.
We are trained. We worked with enough people to know how they operate. We can, as women, use it to our advantage. Though, it's in how you position yourself to that man.
Okay, can you elaborate on that? Because you need to elaborate like what you're
So
saying.
now, well, if I wanted to, go to someone with an idea, right? It could be a man who's very masculine. I know that in my head, all I have to do is make this guy look at me like I'm a helpless girl, and he would come forth with resources. Whereas if I go to an alpha male as an alpha woman, he's going to turn me down, and he's going to be very worried about the power or the capacity that we might have.
Okay, but then you don't
know.
want to work with such people, right? Who
But it's
doesn't
just
risk-
business.
I think Roxanne is just saying job is done anyways. The
Yeah.
job gets done anyways. The
it's
money
just
is banked in
business.
anyways.
Okay, I get it.
And I would do
Yeah.
anything to get to the end point. I think that's what.
Correct.
That's
So
what you're
it's just
saying.
kind
Okay,
of like,
get it.
yeah, for certain situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think my ego is too big.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I don't think I will be able to
Yeah.
position myself, knowing that that man looks at me that way. I would not. I won't even want to deal with him, because if you look at me that way, because your ego is too big, you don't want me to have that equal opportunity. Then I don't think I want to deal with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me lah. That's just me. Mm.
I think I used to be like that, you know, and then I don't know what changed. I was just like, you know what, I've got a timeline for myself.
Okay.
I want to meet this timeline. So right now I'm just chasing the timeline that I would do anything and everything that I can to meet that goal by this timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think it's very normal to be challenged as a woman, as an Indian woman in this infrastructure. But I do have a very positive note to add to this. I think doing businesses in Singapore as an Indian woman kind of brings that level of empathy that sometimes people can very quickly oversee in businesses. There's like a flair to women that is very beautiful to look at from an outsider perspective. Everything that you touch turns into gold because you bring that that beauty
Mahalakshmi.
into it. The Mahalakshmi into it, for lack of a better term. You bring empathy into it. You know how a lot of the challenges that your staff or people associating themselves with your business would face is me as a woman, as a mom, maybe, am having these difficulties. As a woman, for you, it's easier to encapsulate all of that, understand all of that, break that down, and kind of cater back to the community quite easily. So I think those big umbrellas, empathy and beauty, bringing that to the business infrastructures, very nice.
Yeah, I think she's mentioned a very valid point. I agree, absolutely.
Otherwise, everything is a bit too rigid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that male bosses are all crappy, but I'm just saying that we have a flair that sometimes get overlooked. But you shouldn't overlook it. That's where the gold mine is.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you all face challenges culturally as well? ஏன்னா நீங்க வந்து மேல்னு சொன்னீங்க கரெக்ட்டா, but is it amongst Indian male or is it amongst like general male, like
I think almost always Indian male, and then every other male is like sometimes. I think.
For you, maybe not for my line of work, because no, I don't think so, because when I'm just thinking of myself as a makeup artist, right? Usually when I'm going for a wedding or I'm climbing up the stairs or I'm having difficulty carrying my bag out of my car, there's always some guy around me helping me. Yeah, for me that's always the case.
True.
So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But maybe for y'all it's a different case. Yeah.
I just said it in engineering.
Sorry, what was the question again? I forget the ADHD.
Like, do you face any difficulty culturally?
because
Is it just Indian men or just men in general?
Sometimes, yeah, the good thing is sometimes they ask me, what race are you? They can't figure out if I'm Indian. So I do use that to my advantage.
Is there a disadvantage though being a
No.
Being
I-
being
I
an Indian
do-
woman in business? Is it a disadvantage?
It's a plus point because people just can't figure out. But at the same time, I'm here spitting some Tamil here and there, and they just can't figure out whether I'm Indian, maybe I'm Malay, or like, I don't know, something like that. It is an advantage for me.
I think it could be perceived as a disadvantage. Then how you deal with that perception is the second part of the story, really. I think lots of people can have lots of different perceptions of you. You're a woman, you're this, you're short, you're a certain type of skin color, your hair is curly, whatever. People will have all sorts of perceptions of you. How you bring confidence into the conversation, how you deal with that, and whether or not you take it into a teaching moment or you ignore and go comes right down to
really
your
up to
sanity.
you.
How much of sanity
Yeah.
you want to maintain, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malini,
For me, I feel
Ah.
sorry. For me, I feel it's an advantage because I feel like the Indian community in general have a lot of being the minority. There's a lot of things that's not catered to us. So for the fact that I am an Indian and I can represent my community and help my community with whatever I'm teaching, like my anything, even like how to do my curly hair. For example, there was no one to teach us all that when we were children. Absolutely no. But I didn't even know I had these curls until I was like 30 years old. So so the fact that I'm able to cater to all that, being an Indian, I think that is an advantage. So I can help my community and help teach them the things that, just share my knowledge. Yeah.
I love that. That's a good answer.
அதாவது என்னன்னா இப்ப யுவா ஆஃப் கேமரா சொன்னால அதே ஸ்டேட்மென்ட்
இல்ல question உங்களுக்கு புரியுதா? நீங்க
Yeah. Okay.
அச்சா மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க டாபிக் நம்ம முன்னாடி பண்ணிரோம் இப்போ பெரிய சென்டென்ஸ் கொடுத்தா
The question will come in a caption.
Question will come in the caption. No, but this is the reason why I do not work with men. There was this once that I was working as a host at MBS. Okay, so door host, right? You bring them to a restaurant. This guy just couldn't take it that I had nothing to do. And as a host, we do not do waitressing, right? So he tried to show his dominating side to me, and he started ordering me around. But the things that he asked of me is something that the server would know, and I wouldn't know. And I've only been there for like a month-ish, and he kept ordering me around to like do cleaning and all that. And I'm like, that's not part of my job description. So I just told him off in front of people, and I left lah. And that to me was like an eye opener. Like, damn, I really do not want to work for anyone. That's why it became so much more easier to just work for yourself. And the possibilities are endless, right? Also, we are creatives. Yeah.
I think it's not just men who do this. I think women do this to women as well.
They do.
Yeah. And there's a lot of hate projection and all this among our own gender. So it's not just men actually.
That's
and I
true.
faced this from women a lot. I faced it a lot back in the day. When I was a new makeup artist, people refused to just pay me on time. They want the service to be done. They just take their own sweet time to pay me, or they just have just a very weird way of speaking. I can give you one example, okay? Just came to my mind.
Spill the tea, sister.
Oh no.
Feeling it?
Yeah. It just literally just came to my
புசுனாக்கிடாதீங்க சொல்லுவாங்க.
Okay, actually it's a very small matter, but just for me, I'm very particular with the way you speak to someone, like the tone, the way you talk is very important, okay? And also, I used to be married. I was married when I was 22 years old. So I know how it feels like to be a bride. I know the stress that goes through, that every bride goes through. I understand that because I was in that position before. So given that I was extremely young, I didn't have any incidences where I was like a bridezilla or I was rude to anyone under the pressure of being a bride. Okay, so this happened a couple of years ago. I did this girl's makeup and then we were supposed to drive to the location. So I mean, she was going to take a Grab. And I was like, no, I'm going to go there as well. Why don't I just drive you with me? Like, we are going to the same location. I don't want a bride to take a Grab alone. So I was like, no, you come with me, I'll take you. And so I remember it was in Raffles. I cannot really remember. No, Fullerton.
Okay.
So you know that Fullerton, there's so many turns and roundabouts, okay? And I missed the turn for the roundabout, okay? And she was sitting behind, okay? I missed the turn, so I just need to go another round and then
come
cut. Very simple. And I was like, oh shit, I missed the turn. Then I was just coming and she was like, Malini, I'm already late. She said that to me and I was like, we are not late, we are on time. Secondly, I'm not your driver.
Aiyo.
Don't speak to me that way. I made a mistake, a genuine mistake. I was not doing this on purpose. And it's very hard for me. Like, that road is very confusing. If you know exactly directly opposite Fullerton, you know the shorter Fullerton, what's that called?
Fullerton
Yes,
Bay.
that one. So that, you know, there's roundabout. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So that it's very confusing. I get very anxious, okay? when there's this roundabout. So I missed the turn genuinely. I missed it. It was a mistake. But the way she spoke to me, she was like, Malini, I'm already late. And I was like, I just turned around, I look at her, I just continued driving. I was like completely put off by that. Like, don't come and give me an excuse that you're under pressure, you're a bride or whatever. I mean, I don't need you to be like, oh, தலையில தூக்கி வச்சு ஆடணும். No, not like that. Just genuine respect, just basic respect. Yeah, some people are like that. Some people are just generally like that. And they use the term bride. I'm a bride. I can have things my way. I want things my way. I'm the bride. Oh my god. The
That's
amount
an
of stories
excuse
I
to,
can
like,
tell
treat
y'all.
someone wrong.
Yes, the amount of stories I can tell y'all is endless.
Actually வந்து அவங்க வந்து ஒரு பிரைட்டா இருக்காங்கற அந்த ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ் தவிர இங்க வந்து like the crux of what's happening here is that நீ ஒரு henna artist, நீ ஒரு makeup artist, நீ இவ்வளவுதான் உன்னுடைய worth அப்படின்னு நான் ஏற்கனவே ஒரு என் மைண்ட்ல ஒரு செட் பண்ணி வச்சிட்டேன். நான் நினைக்கிறேன் நீ ஸ்கூல் drop out பண்ணிட்டு தான் இது உள்ளுக்கு பூந்திருப்ப. நான் நினைக்கிறேன் நீ வேற எங்கேயும் வேலை செய்யாம தான் இந்த வேலையை உனக்கு வேற வழி இல்லாம நீ இந்த வேலையை பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்க. அதனால நான் உன்கிட்ட இப்படி தான் பேசுவேன்.
Okay, that is for people who do not know us. What about our own friends, our own family who treat us like that? Because I've had that before. My own friends have done that to me before, using the term bride. I'm a bride. Listen to me. I want things to be done my way. Today's my day. I've had that before. And of course that person is not my friend anymore. Like, I can't.
I think weddings do show you people's truest intentions.
Weddings
right?
and funerals.
Yes.
So how do you leverage the richness of your Indian heritage as a unique professional superpower in a global business hub like Singapore?
Zak Salam though.
No, I
the
did.
support of our Indian community.
I did.
We saw the strong support of our Singaporeans Indian coming to support us. Just that maybe we don't have that many Indians in Singapore.
The universe is really abundant. It's really abundant. Every one of us will have equal opportunities. If you truly believe in it, it will come to you. I really, really believe in that. Try.
Yeah.
Trust me, it works. Yeah. It's just a little bit of mindset shift. But of course, sometimes it can be very disheartening, we know, when the sales are low or whatever, for whatever reason, business not doing well for that particular month, you just have to remember this is part and parcel of business, because sometimes you make so much of money and sometimes you just don't make any money. It's just part and parcel. Yeah. That's the reason why we chose this path versus working 9 to 5 for like a stable income. Yeah.
Has there ever been like fear when you're swinging like some months are good, some months are bad? I think now you guys have, maybe some of you have been through enough of those cycles to know when it will stabilize and all that. But when you guys are first going through like a down, after maybe not at the infancy stage because the graph will be going up, right? Maybe after you go up for a while and then it goes down.
Yeah.
How do you guys, was there a fear firstly?
Definitely. And then I had to do the mindset shift, and it worked.
Yes.
I just I don't worry about it anymore, because I know somehow it will balance out itself. I do not worry about it anymore. Yeah. One example I can give you is when I had to close my shop for 11 days for renovation. I was freaking out. I'm like, how am I going to cover the 11 days of sale? Because 11 days of sales is a lot of money for us, and I have to pay rent at the same time.
Right.
I have to pay my staff salary, and I still have to pay for my renovation.
Yeah.
But somehow it all worked out.
Okay.
out. So it's just a mindset shift lah. Yeah.
And you, for you?
That's true.
right?
I mean, for me, I will go harder on it lah. If, sorry, what was the question again?
Do you worry about the down days?
I mean, of course, definitely. Like, who doesn't, right? It's inevitable, but at the end of the day, right? If it's really down, there is a period that I will just pick myself up. I'll allow that little rest, but like Malini said, you just trust that it's gonna work out. You've already done the work. You push. You do whatever you can.
Yeah, universe is always working in your favor.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Always. Yeah.
Monica, for yourself, do you have that?
I think being able to go through the motion of business, which is like the peaks and valleys, and being able to kind of just ride the wave throughout it all, is the essence of being a business owner.
Right. So firstly, thanks for sharing all your experiences and stories. I think நம்ம நேயர்களுக்கு வந்து is a very valuable listen, and even me listening as a guy to hear all the stories that you guys have shared about me having a sister and all that. A lot of things that you guys have shared, things I have seen at home and things that my sister has shared with me also. So it's something that I resonate with to some extent, and I think இது வந்து ஒரு ரொம்ப meaningful-ஆன topic in our opinion. And I think there's a lot of women who are actually like working for other people who have ambitions to do their own things and all that. உங்களோட கதைகளை கேட்டா, I think it will serve as a big inspiration for them. So I think that's one of the main things that we wanted to achieve in this episode. So I trust that we did. I really, really learned a lot. And I do believe in what you said. I think நான் ஒரு இன்டர்வியூல பார்த்திருக்கேன். Somebody has said that the universe listens.
Yes.
Meaning,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes,
so meaning that whenever you want something, project it.
Yes.
I think it has to do with
Manifest
energy.
it,
Yeah,
Speak
manifesting and
about it,
energy.
yeah.
Just putting positive stuff out there, then you'll attract positivity as well. I think that's a very, very valuable lesson. A lot of people get it theory on, but to hear it from someone else, it will really strike a chord with you, and it struck a chord with me as well.
That's
It's a
right,
big
yeah.
reminder.
It really works. I'm a living example that it works. Trust me, guys, it has happened a million times in my life.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that.
It really
So
works.
fun.
Yeah.
So just projecting, verbalizing
Correct.
positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
positivity breeds positivity lah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
yeah.
just speak it out lah. Like
Yeah.
everything that we hyper focus on, if we fixated on a red car on the road, we're gonna start counting all the other red cars that we see.
Oh.
But if we fix on, so similarly, if we
Yeah.
fix on hate is all we see. If we focus on the good is all we see. Right?
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah. Same
The
thing.
one thing I think a parallel quote that has resonated with me, not exactly the same but parallel, is that sometimes we have problems like business வரும்போது நீங்க சொன்னீங்க அப்பப்ப down times இருக்கும் all that, and personal life now let's say we look at it from a more abstract point of view, personal life also will have certain down times. But one funny quote that I heard, actually not funny, but the movie I heard it from is funny, but I'll tell you the quote first.
நீங்க quote சொல்லுங்க, funny-ஆ இல்லையா நம்ம சொல்றோம்.
No, quote serious. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Yes.
Yes. That's
I
absolutely
love
Captain
that.
Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
So yeah, I that one is something that really resonates with me, and I think it goes in line with your positivity.
Yes.
So yes, I hope that everybody listening to this episode has learned a great deal about it, and புடிச்சிருந்துச்சுனா சொல்லுங்க, we'll do even more. Thank you for listening, and thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good.